Hope you're having a great day. We're going to talk about how to get better prospects today. We're going to talk about how to actually give yourself a pay raise by discovering your perfect target market. I think you would agree that some who's are better than other who's. So what we're going to talk about today is how do you identify the best who's in your market and how do I specifically target them? See, when I got into real estate, I didn't understand this. If you asked me who I was targeting with my marketing efforts, I would have said like anybody that's buying or selling a house. That's who I'm targeting. But we can do much better than this. We can actually fine tune and find the very best prospects in your marketplace by tweaking our marketing. I'll give you a quick story. When I first got into real estate, the first listing that I ever got was in the central part of town. And I don't know, I think I met the prospects like doing an open house or something. But anyway, that's how I get my first listing. And so now I'm convinced that this neighborhood should be my target market for no other reason than that happened to be the area where I got my first listing. So a lot of you might have made that mistake, right? Your target market is the neighborhood that you live in, or it's the neighborhood close to the office because it's convenient, or maybe like me, it's the neighborhood where you happen to get your very first listing. So anyway, I'm marketing, doing my farming, doing the stuff they tell us to do. And I realize that 5 minutes away, there's another area called Stonehaven Estates where the prices are like 40% higher, just as many homes sell, the days in the market are the same. I'm like, what am I doing? It would be no more difficult to sell homes over in this Stonehaven Estates area. And if I sell the same amount of houses, I'll get like a 30% pay raise. So that's exactly what I did. I just shifted my marketing over to Stonehaven Estates. I ended up selling the same number of houses, but giving myself a 30% pay raise. So I want to talk to you today about some of the things that I've learned coaching agents over the last 25 years when it comes to target marketing. First of all, check in. Let us know what city you're in. We get a lot of referrals here in Craig Proctor Nation. So check in. Let us know the city that you're operating in. Maybe we can get your referrals going back and forth. I don't keep any of the money. We have agents coming here. We have over 50,000 agents in Craig Proctor Nation. By the way, later in our session, I'll show you how you can be part of my private group. Costs $0. You can start mixing with agents that are making millions of dollars a year using the Craig Proctor system. So I'll throw out an invite later in our session for those that are interested. But we are absolutely live here on Facebook. And if you joined us a little bit late, we're talking about how do I pick the best target market? You know, if the idea is some buyers are better than other buyers and some sellers are better than other sellers, why are you messing around with the B leads, the C leads? Let's go after the A leads. So, what I discovered is the message, obviously what you say in your ad is vitally important. If your message sucks, if you got a bad offer, it doesn't matter where you run the ad, it's not going to work. But who you deliver the ad to, who you're targeting with the ad is vitally important. And so there's many different target markets. Some of them, the easiest to think of, the example I just gave you, was a geographical target area. So a lot of you have like a farm area, a geographical farm area. But think about this. Also, we could target the type of buyer and seller. So for example, first-time buyers. Okay, that's not a geographical area. We're targeting a type of buyer or a move-up buyer. Okay, that's not a geographical area. We're targeting move-up buyers or a luxury home buyer. And the same thing for luxury home sellers. So I became really, really good at targeting a specific message to a specific prospect that I really wanted to attract. So for me, I wanted move-up buyers. Obviously, they're going to buy a home, hopefully one of my listings, and I'm going to get their listing as well. So I became really good at specific marketing messages that were aimed specifically to attract a move-up buyer, someone that wanted to buy and they had a house to sell. Now, I also want you to think about your budget, okay? How much money are you going to spend on marketing? A lot of agents ask me, well, what should I spend? Think about this. If you're using my style, Craig Proctor style marketing, that's direct response marketing. The beauty of direct response marketing is that we can track and we know exactly how much money we spend. Every time we spend $1, we know how much money we're going to make, okay? So we know what we spend, we know what we're going to make, and if you're doing this correctly, you should budget about 10% for marketing. So in other words, every time you spend $1, you should be making $10 back, okay? If you spend $100, you should get $1,000 in return. Not all the ads you run, not all the messages you run are going to work. Not all of the target markets are going to be the same. This is why we want tracking in place, right? That makes sense. But if you knew every time you laid down $1 what your ROI, your return on investment would be, then you'd have a little bit more courage when it comes to marketing and advertising. So that's exactly what I did in the early years. I tested different messages, and I was aiming those messages at different target markets. First-time buyers, move-up buyers, a luxury. How about this? Investors. Investors is not a geographical area. Investors is a type of buyer. So by targeting specific types of buyers and sellers, guess what I was able to do? Let me know in the comments. Let me know if you do this as well. I was able to determine what messages in the ads work the best and what media, okay, what places to run the ads, and what target market, okay, was the best for me. So we call this the Craig Proctor Triple M formula, MMM, okay? The Triple M formula stands for you got to have the right message, obviously. You've got to aim that message at the right marketplace, and you've got to deliver that message to the right marketplace using the right media, okay? So there's message, market, and media, the Craig Proctor Triple M formula. Now, once you get this figured out for you, because you can track and you can start testing different messages, using different media to different marketplaces, you're going to get the right results. Okay, not everything will work the same. Some of it will work better, but now you know. Then it's just easy, right? It's rinse and repeat. And I had the courage now that I knew what was working. I had the courage that every time I spent $1, I knew I was getting $10 back, that I could up the ante. I could start to scale this, and I could start to spend more money. Now, a lot of you know my story. Within 3 years of having my real estate license, right? Three years, I became the #1 RE/MAX agent on the planet. I made more money than any other RE/MAX agent in the world within 36 months of having my real estate license, not because I was the best agent or anything like that, because I was the best marketer, because I understood how to generate high quality leads. Now, these are buyers and sellers, by the way, that are contacting me. We're not talking about cold calling or door knocking or buying scraped leads from Zillow or Realtor, people that don't answer the phone, right? How many of you would agree when you buy those leads, let me know in the comments, they don't answer the phone. And when they do answer the phone, they're like, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't make that request. Somebody was playing with my phone. Let me know if you're tired of that. You're tired of buying leads that aren't even real leads. It's scraped information. The prospects didn't opt in. They just sold that information to real estate agents. So if you want to be really successful as a real estate agent, you can't abdicate your marketing. You can't abdicate it, okay? You need to be involved in this because you're a marketer first, okay? You're a marketer first before a real estate agent. You could be the best real estate agent in the world, but if you don't have leads, you don't have people that want to buy and sell, you are going to starve to death. Now, when I started coaching agents, I noticed here was an issue. Some agents had very small marketing budgets, and they were trying to apply this very small marketing budget to this huge marketplace. I'll give you an example. I was talking to a guy in Phoenix, and I said, well, what's your target market? And he said, well, it's North Phoenix. I said, great. How many people are in North Phoenix? And I think at the time he said, I don't know, like 1 million people. I said, okay, 1 million people. What's your marketing budget? And it was something crazy like $200. Everyone sees the problem, right? His target market is massively huge, 1 million people, and his marketing budget's a couple $100. That doesn't make sense. You see, if you've got a small marketing budget and you're trying to apply it to this great big huge target market, the problem is you're not going to get noticed. So what we teach you to do is to shrink your target market in relationship to the limited funds that you have, right? And then we scale it up. So I would ask you, okay, within North Phoenix, in this example, what streets or what neighborhoods have the highest turnover? What streets or neighborhoods would be your perfect target market? So we can do research. The great thing about real estate is with MLS, we have statistics on everything, right? On every sale, what it was listed, what it sold for. I want to show you how to use those statistics to do a little personal research for you. You know, if they're going to put in a McDonald's restaurant or any food chain, they do research, right? They know in the area, will this location support our restaurant? Well, we can do the same thing in real estate. In fact, I've got friends outside of real estate, they operate in other businesses, and they're jealous of the fact that the information that real estate agents have, so we can make these good decisions. So we all have access to MLS. The problem is if you don't know how to use this information and do your research, you're kind of throwing a dart at the wall. Let me know in the comments, how many of you kind of feel like, maybe you don't want to admit this, but maybe in the comments you kind of feel like you're throwing a dart at the wall, right? That's your target market. You're kind of playing blind archery. You throw at this ad and you throw at that ad, and maybe you're not like really tracking and you're trying a whole bunch of different things. Or maybe you're frustrated because you're buying leads. You've got to learn how to be a marketer. This is the number one rainmaker activity. There's nothing that will make you and I as much money as understanding marketing. Think about where else can you take $1 and turn it into $10? Where can you take $100 and turn it into $1,000 and do that predictably? You can't do it in the stock market. You can't do it buying and fixing up and flipping houses, but you can do it right here as a marketer in real estate. Think about this. If a guy like me can get their real estate license, remember, I never sold anything in my life. I didn't have any marketing experience, anything like that. This is all self-taught. If a guy like me can get into real estate and within 36 months of having their license, become the number one RE/MAX agent in the world, I sold over 10,000 homes over my career. Not 1 year, but I was selling 400 or 500 homes a year. And I'm in a small town. I'm not in New York City or Los Angeles. I'm in a small town, but I understood marketing. And this target marketing is so very important. And the information is there at your fingertips. It's right there. All you have to do is do some research. I bet there's a lot of you that are making the mistake that I made when I first got into the business, right? I'm like, I didn't know about target marketing. I run an ad here, I run an ad there. Oh, I get my first listing in this neighborhood. Oh, that'll be my target market. Oh, I'm tired of that area. This will be my farm area. I did not understand what I was doing. And back then, I was spending money I didn't have. I was getting bad results. And then you resort to other dumb things, right? Now I find I'm, cold calling and door knocking and chasing. Look, if I had not have discovered direct response marketing and applied this, I would not be talking to you right now. Now, the nice thing about this is, as you know, I've created more millionaire real estate agents than any of these other coaches or gurus. I'm not talking about agents that already were making $1 million and then, I'm going to get coached by Craig. No. I'm talking about agents that came out of bankruptcy, that were struggling, average agents that became superstars because I showed them the concept of leverage. Leverage point number 1 is your marketing. You got to get your marketing right. Leverage point number 2, you're going to get really busy when you got your marketing going, and now we're going to get systems in place, okay? I'm going to show you as a solo agent how to get really efficient. Stop doing dumb things, start doing smart stuff. And then eventually, leverage point number 3 is we're going to hire people. You're going to have so much business coming in, and this might not even seem real for you right now, but imagine having so much business coming in that it would be easier for you to recruit other agents because you could keep the promise of, hey, if you partner up with me, I got so much overflow, I'm going to give you listing appointments, I'm going to give you buyer appointments, and they're going to say, well, why wouldn't you do them? Because I can't even go out on them all. And that was true for me. Now, Lord knows I tried. I mean, here's a guy who had no money, and all of a sudden I've got all these listing appointments and buyer appointments. I was working 7 days a week. I was working 10, 12 hours a day. And some of you are too. But that's not happiness, right? I was making lots of money, but I gave my life up to real estate. So you got into real estate probably because you want freedom, right? I get rid of the boss, then you find out you're working for a lunatic yourself, right? Because now you've got the great joy of working 12 hours a day. But the idea was get rid of the boss. I can work my own hours. There's no limit to my income. I can have all this freedom. But you got to do it right. The marketing, okay, then the systems, and then the people. And now I'm selling houses when I'm on vacation. I'm taking weekends off. That explains my longevity. That's why I could be one of the top agents in North America for 25 years. Because if selling 500 homes a year was difficult, guess what? I wouldn't have been able to replicate it, right? If doing what you're doing now is difficult, you can do the sprint, but it's very hard to do the marathon. And that's why we see real estate agents come into the business and they run as fast as they can and they have a bit of success, but then they burn out. They come, they go, they come, they go. Look, this is a system. That's what you need, is a system. So you can just plug yourself into it. Now, you can figure this out yourself, I suppose. I figured it out, but it took years to figure it out, right? It took years of perfecting this and being able to explain it to you so you can quickly understand it and implement it. That's what I'm offering you. Now, if you'd like to book a call with me where we lay it out and show you how this can work, if someone could type into the comments below, Proctor Call, so my last name, proctorcall.com. No space, just proctorcall.com. You'll go to my Acuity Day Timer, you pick a day and a time, and we'll have a conversation about your business. Costs you $0. Why don't you check it out? Okay, I've given you a pretty good presentation here today. I hope I've got you excited because this is an exciting business that we're in. Again, if a guy like me can make $3 or $4 or $5 million a year, I dropped out of college, I dropped out of university, but I worked hard at real estate. I had no choice. How many of you have no choice? Like there was no plan B. This was it. My parents paid for college, university. I had to figure out how to make real estate work. Now, there's lots of you that are hardworking, good, honest realtors, and you do a great job when you're face-to-face with a ready-to-act buyer or a ready-to-act seller. What you need are more at-bats. That's what Craig Proctor gives you. Some of you can hit the ball out of the park. I hear it all the time. Get me in front of a buyer. Get me in front of the seller. And if they're motivated, and I'll sell them a house. You need more at-bats, but you've got to be taught how to do this. Your broker can't help you. The franchises don't help you. This is the void that I fill in the real estate industry. I take you by your hand and I show you how all this works. You can leverage off all the testing, all the tracking, all the dumb mistakes I made earlier in my career. You don't need to be bothered by them. You just need someone to explain it. Think about this. Here's a story. Imagine, this is how a lot of agents think about marketing. So imagine you drive over to the ocean, whatever your closest ocean is, and you walk onto the beach and you lean over and you spit in the ocean. And then you get back in your car and you drive home and you tell everybody, I just changed the ecology of the planet. No, you spit in the ocean, okay? Your marketing didn't get noticed, right? You're spitting in the ocean. That's what many of you are doing with your marketing. That's why it's not working. You're spitting in the ocean. You've got a very small budget. You're trying to apply it to this huge marketplace and you're not getting noticed. It's not making a difference. So allow me to help you. Let's have a look at your MLS. Let's have a look at your stats. And let's say for you, who do you really want to target? Who would make the most sense of the whole world of prospects that you could target? What neighborhoods? What type of buyer? What price range makes the most sense? And you'll say to me, well, you know what? I do really well with this category, or I do really well with this type of buyer seller, and I do terrible with these. Let's engineer your marketing so we're calling out to your best who's. Remember what I said at the beginning, some who's are better than other who's. Let's narrow down who are your best who's. Okay, now we know. Now we've identified who your best who's are. How are we going to get them? Well, they're not just going to call you because you want them to call you. We have to have an offer. And the offer that we're making can't be something they don't want. It has to be something that they want really badly. And your offer has to be something that they need you for. Okay, if you're offering like information on houses on the internet, they can get that on their own, right? So this is not 1980s or 1990s. We're not the purveyors of secret information. So when you start to understand what it is that buyers and sellers really want, and you're offering something that they can't go to the internet and find. See, what I teach you is they can't Google it. They can't go to the internet and find it. This is the Craig Proctor formula. You're offering something they really, really want, and they can only get it from you. They can't Google it. They can't get it on the internet. It's not something the other agents are offering. And boom, you'll know when you've got this right, because now buyers and sellers, good ones, are calling you. That's what it takes. Now, we're going to be able to measure every dollar that you spend, and we're going to know what the return on investment is. And then what's working the best, we're going to scale it up. Right? You won't be afraid because you're going to know every time I spend $1, I get $10 back. So I could spend $1,000. Now I'll make $10,000. I could spend $2,000. I'll make $20,000. How many of you might think $1,000 is a lot of money, but if you knew, honest to God, if you knew in your heart, every time you laid down $1,000, you would make at least $10,000 in commission, how many of you would do that? Some of you are like, oh, I would never do that. Well, hang on a minute. If a real estate agent, a stranger, a real estate agent in the other part of the world sent you a referral, how many of you would pay that agent 25%? If an agent, a stranger, sent you a one-off referral, how many of you would pay that agent 25%? Oh yeah, I'll do that. Well, why wouldn't you refer business to yourself all day long for 10%? It makes no sense. It's crazy when I hear agents say that. Oh, I wouldn't want to spend $1,000 to get $10,000. You see, if I teach you how to fish, if I teach you how to take $1,000 and turn it into $10,000, you literally can refer business to yourself for the rest of your life. Let's go back to that one-off referral that you got from the agent in another part of the country. Guess what? There's no guarantee they're ever going to send you another referral. They could get out of the business. They could meet someone else in your city they like better than you. So think about it this way. Would I spend 10% to make 100? Would I spend $1,000 to make 10,000? Now, I'm not saying it's free. I'm not saying, well, you're just going to run an ad on Facebook Marketplace for $0. Yeah, we can make some money with that. But when you know what you're doing, you're not going to be afraid to go big with your marketing. And that's how I started. I nibbled around the edges, and then I had the confidence with direct mail, with social media. I scaled it up. Now, a lot of the other realtors are like, oh my God, look at the money he's spending. No, look at the money I was making. Are you kidding me? Within 3 years of having my license, making $3 million a year, $4 million a year, and I kept doing that. Where else is a guy like me going to make that kind of money? No college, no university, just real estate. I worked hard. I worked smart. And here's the thing. This will work for you. I have been doing this for 25 years. I've shared this formula with agents. I've had agents come in and just do a few of the things that I teach and go back and get tremendous results. How many of you are up for this? Let me know in the comments if does this sound of interest? Smash the like button. Okay, or maybe give me a little heart. Smash the like button. Give me a thumbs up. Smash that like button and let me know this is making sense to you. Okay, learn from somebody that's actually made millions of dollars doing what you want to do. Like whatever you're doing right now, you've copied it from somebody, right? Like the natural thing when you get into real estate, you don't know what you're doing, right? So the natural thing is you look around at what all the other agents are doing. You do what your broker tells you. Now, a lot of brokers are broke. That's why they're brokers. But you listen to what the broker says, you look around at what the other agents, and then you realize, well, they're all broken, miserable too. If you're going to copy somebody, copy someone that's successful. If you're door knocking or sitting in open houses, somebody told you to do that. You did not invent cold calling or door knocking or sitting in open houses. That's something you copied from someone else. So keep an open mind. Now, I'm not suggesting you blow up what you're doing. I know that freaks a lot of agents out. Oh my God, I've been doing this for 5 or 10 years and Craig Proctor wants me to stop all that. No, I'm not saying that. Not in the beginning, at least. Why don't we add some of my strategies to what you're already doing? Let me know in the comments, would that be more comfortable? We're not going to take it away. Don't worry, we're not going to take away your door knocking or your image advertising. My God, I'd spent how much money on that earlier in my career. Glamour shot. I didn't have a very nice car, so I would always find a nice car in the parking lot, a BMW, and get my picture taken next to the BMW. I'm number one, and I'm going to work hard, and I'm honest. Yeah, I was honest, and I did work hard, but so did the other agents. It didn't set me apart. What did they expect? A real estate agent to say the opposite? I'm kind of lazy. I'm dishonest. No, it's silly stuff that we're taught. And I wasted money and I wasted time and I figured it out. Okay, so I understand you. This is important to know. You want someone who understands you. In fact, would you agree, it's very difficult for somebody that doesn't understand you, that hasn't been in your shoes. If someone doesn't understand you, it's very difficult for them to help you. It should be comforting to know I've been doing this for over 25 years, not just as a real estate agent, but as a coach. So not only am I really good at the doing of it, the making millions of dollars using direct response marketing, but I'm really good at the teaching of it, right? I'm really good at the communicating of it. I already know what you're thinking. I already know all the things that you think are wrong about what we're saying, all the old paradigms, all the habits. I help you break through that. And we start with a few steps. And guess what? I gain your confidence because it starts to work. How many of you would spend $100? And if I get you $1,000 back, you become more confident in what I say. And we lay down another $100 and you make another $1,000. Okay. And we start to scale this thing up. Then you know what's going on. You identify what target market works the best for you, and you are off to the races. And we just scale it, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And then we put the systems in place. And then finally, if you want a team, we put the team in place. You can go on vacations now. You're starting to make hundreds of thousands of dollars. Some of you will make millions of dollars doing this. Do you know that I coach real estate agents, some of them, not all of them, a very few of them, that make over $1 million every month in GCI? Not a year, $1 million. I'm not talking volume. I'm talking gross commission income. Now, I know that's, $1 million a month is $12 million a year. Some of you say, well, they have a team. Of course they have a team. But let's say they gave half the money away to their team. Half of $12 million is $6 million. How many of you would be still good with that, $6 million? Now, I know they've got expenses and stuff. Would you be good with $4 million? Would you be good with $3 million? If you didn't have to work any harder than what you're working now, guess what? Most of these top agents, they work less than you. How many of you see some of these top agents in your marketplace? Right? Maybe they're newer agents, right? And you're looking at them, you're like, I don't get it. I'm a better real estate agent than that person, but that agent is annoying because they're kicking your butt. Marketing. This has nothing to do with logic. It's about marketing. Okay? It's you could be the best agent in the world. If you don't have this in place, you're going to struggle. You're going to work too hard for not enough. So it's unnecessary. Book a call with me. Okay, book a call with me, proctorcall.com. And I want to invite you to my private group as well. I've got about 7,000, I think there's almost 8,000 agents in my private Facebook group. Why did I set this thing up? Because I wanted to give serious agents an opportunity to start communicating with each other and start sharing ideas on how they're doing so well. Now, this serves me as well, because if you started talking to a whole bunch of other Craig Proctor coaching members that are making very good money with the Craig Proctor approach, if I introduce you to them and you talk to dozens or you talk to hundreds of them, that helps you understand what this is all about. It gives you confidence, right? It gives you social proof. So how many of you would like an invitation to the private Facebook group? Okay, we're not on the private group here, but Craig Proctor's private Facebook group. Okay, if you're not serious, don't go in here. But if you're a serious agent, if this message is resonating with you, I want you to type in invitation into the comments now. Type in the word invite. Invite is good enough. Invite is easier to type in. Okay, and I'll have someone on my team give you an invitation. So just type in invite, and this is for our private group. Now, for those of you that are really serious, you want to talk to my team and I. Okay, you're going to book the call. It costs you $0. Cost you $0 to watch this, right? We're going to have a conversation. How is this? We're not going to try to sell you. It's not going to be a big sales pitch. We're going to have a conversation about what you're doing right now. And what would you like to do? That's important, right? I don't know what you want to do in your business, so we're going to ask you, what are you doing now? What's your business like? What do you have to trade to get what you're making a trade? I mean, we trade our lives for whatever we do. Some of you are making a bad trade, right? If you're working 70 hours a week for not enough and you're a stranger to your family, you're like, yeah, this is a bad deal. This is a bad trade. So we're going to get to know your business. We're going to ask you a bunch of questions. So will you be open with us and be honest and say, look, I've tried all this stuff. I tried this coach and I tried that coach and I did what my broker said and I cold called and I door knocked and I blew all this money on advertising. And Craig, I want to believe you. Craig, I want to believe you. I know who you are, but I'm skeptical. And I'll say, I understand. So let's have a conversation about where you are, ask you a bunch of questions so we have a good understanding of what you've tried and then we'll give you some ideas on how you can make this better. And what we share with you, I promise, will make sense. It'll make total sense. In fact, some of the questions I ask you are obvious questions. And you're going to say to yourself, well, why didn't I think of that? Or I should know the answer to that. It's a pretty obvious question. So we're going to ask you obvious questions. We're going to get you to a point where you're going to understand there's a better approach. It doesn't require you working harder, being a stranger to your family, doing things that you hate. There's no agent that I've met that says, oh, I like rejection. There's no agent I've ever met say, oh, I like to call thousands of Zillow leads or realtor leads and have people hang up on me or have no one answer the phone. Like, what are we doing here? It's got to be fun or you're not going to stick with it. Would you guys agree? If we don't make real estate fun, you're not going to stick with the plan. So let's make it fun. It can be fun. And when you start to win, it's fun. And when you're doing all this stuff that you hate, it's not fun. It's annoying, right? It causes burnout and it causes problems in other areas of your life where you're not happy at work. Maybe you're not happy at home. It's the way you treat everyone around you. So this is more than you just making money. This is about you having a much better experience inside of real estate. Now, that's why I do this. People like Craig Proctor, you already made all kinds of money. You made $4 or $5 million a year. You did that for 25 years. That's well documented. This isn't made up stuff. Go ask Remax. #1 in the world, more than once, many times in the world. What is there, 140,000 Remax agents? None of them made more money than me. I got high school, college dropout. Okay, if I can do this, you can do this. But find yourself a mentor. If I'm not your mentor, you go find yourself a mentor. Don't try to invent this. Everything you want to do in real estate is already been done by me and thousands of Craig Proctor members before you. You don't have to have a creative bone in your body. What you have to have is an open mind. You have to be coachable, right? If you're stubborn, if you're a know-it-all, if you're like everything we suggest, oh, I tried that won't work. If you're going to focus on why things won't work, you're going to keep getting more of what you've got. But if this message resonated with you, if this makes sense, if you're like, you know what, I like Craig's message. This makes sense. triple M formula. I got to have a good offer. If my offer sucks, doesn't matter where I run the offer sucks. Nobody wants it. Some buyers and sellers are better than other buyers and sellers. Well, we all know that, right? How many of you have worked with an idiot, right? You know that some buyers are better than other buyers and some sellers are better than other sellers. Why don't you and I work to find out the best ones for you? I was talking to an agent last week. They're like, all I get is first-time buyers. Well, what ad are you running? Well, I'm running an ad for first-time buyers. What are we doing here, folks? Let's have a formula that works for you. And we'll use target marketing, offering these buyers and sellers that you really want to attract like crazy. We'll attract them like a magnet to you. And you're going to say, I can't believe how easy this was. Look, better late than never. It's better you hear my message now than never hearing it. I know some of you are like, can it be that? It sounds too good to be true. Look at my stats. Look at the agents I've coached. The top agents in every city in the United States and Canada are Craig Proctor members. That's not a coincidence. They copy this system. Boom. You can go from where you are to where you want to go very quickly if I'm holding your hand and I'm answering your questions and you don't run anything until we look at it, and then you know how to handle the inquiries, and then we beef up your presentation, and all of a sudden, you've got confidence. And you speak with conviction. And the more confident you become, the more business comes to you. And now you can start to be the team leader if you want. Can you imagine? I became a team leader. From starving to death as a real estate agent to having other real estate agents come and work with me, and they're making hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. And you know what my role is now? I'm Tom Brady. I'm the quarterback, right? I'm bringing in the business, and I'm throwing the football to the agents. Now, here's the nice thing. You can throw the football from wherever you want. So I'm living in Florida. House is on an island, and my business is up north. And it gets cold up north, so I'm down in Florida, and I'm running the marketing, and I'm throwing the football to my agents. And they're good receivers. They catch the ball, and they run it over the goal line. Okay, so I started off with 3 or 4 agents, and we got 8 agents, and we built this nice team. And now I can work from wherever in the world I want to work. I can go on vacation. I can do the things I want. I can be with the people I want. This is possible for you. But you got to take the first step. Book the call. Don't be skeptical. This presentation was free to you. It cost you $0. It was free to me. It cost me $0 to do it, and it's cost you $0 to watch this. So was the call. Good things will happen when you have conversations, right? Nothing good can happen if we don't have a conversation about this. ProctorCall.com. You go to my Q&A day timer, you book a day and a time, and we'll see you on the other side. And you don't like it, you hang up, but you're going to like it because we're going to show you what you don't know. We're going to show you how to go to the next level with your real estate business. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in here today. If you didn't smash the like button, please do that. Please, if you like this, please like this video, follow this page. You can share this, by the way, if you know other agents that would benefit. You can hit the share button. Maybe you're a broker owner. You share it with your broker owner. They want to help all the agents in your office, I'm sure. So thank you very much for tuning in. Remember, you can get an invitation to my private Facebook group. If you haven't done that yet, just type in the word invite, and we'll get you that invitation out. So we'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching this. I hope you enjoyed it. This is Real Estate Coach Craig Proctor. You guys have a great day. Thank you. Hi, this is Craig Proctor. Hey, I really hope you enjoyed that video. And listen, I've got a lot more information for you to help you grow your real estate business. You see, several times a week, I record new videos and I load them onto this YouTube channel. What I'd like you to do, if you'd like to access them, are 2 important things, and both are totally free. Number 1 is I'd like you to subscribe to this channel. You're going to see a little subscribe button for you to click on. And if you don't already have an account with YouTube, it's free for you to set it up. It's really easy, it's free, but you've got to subscribe to this channel. And the most important thing is to ring the little bell right next to the subscribe button. And that's gonna let you know every time I load new money-making videos to help you grow your real estate business. So make sure you subscribe right now, you ring the little bell, and we'll see you on the next video.